The main problem that we have on Pesach is getting rid of the Chametz, is getting rid of the leaven. Now, big Chametz, which we recognize at a distance, is easy enough to get rid of. If you have loaves of bread, or you have cookies, or you have pasta, well, you just get rid of them. You can eat them up before Pesach. You can throw them out before Pesach. Or you could get them together in some place and employ the sale of chametz in order to get rid of them, to get them out of your possession. This is also true for whiskey and other drinks of that kind, beer, that are chametz. So you eat them up or drink them up before Pesach, or you throw them out, get rid of them into the city or state garbage before Pesach, or else you sell the chametz in a regular kind of sale. It's probably preferable to try not to sell real, honest-to-goodness chametz, not mixtures of chametz, but real, honest-to-goodness chametz. It's better not to sell, but to get rid of. And unless you have, to suffer financial loss, which I think is possible today if you own many bottles of whiskey, waiting for some glorious, happy day. In that case, selling the chametz is definitely an option. Of course, when you sell the chametz, you have to make sure that the rabbi you're selling the chametz to is connected to other rabbis who are very serious and will be selling the chametz in a serious way. But the chametz that is more tiresome and bothersome is the minuscule chametz. The chametz that you can't really see so well, but you imagine that it might be there. Like the chametz on the floor. I mean, you might imagine that chametz spilled somehow or fell on the floor and it wasn't swept up carefully, and if you could see, it would be there. It would be there on the floor. So that all we can do is do our best. And our best is to get rid of the chametz. We sweep up the chametz if we can. We collect it. We throw it into the garbage. We get rid of it. And the final thing that we do is that we do bitul chametz. We dissociate ourselves from the chametz that might be left in our house. But you never know. I always tell the story of Erev Pesach in Moscow. I was cleaning the chametz. In those days, there were several people who came to Moscow for a week or two and then went back to Eretz Yisrael, including myself. I mean, that's how I spent the year. I got a call from David. David, who was one of the associates in this project, was also in Moscow, and I'm doing B'dikat Chametz on the night of B'dikat Chametz in Moscow. He calls me, and he says he has to speak to me, even though I'm in the middle of B'dikat Chametz, because it's about B'dikat Chametz, and David says to me, you know my jacket? I have a jacket hanging in a closet. He left the jacket behind. In the top left-hand pocket, the pocket on the lapel, or just under the lapel, there's a waffle. Waffle is a kind of an Israeli cookie. And there it was, in all its chametz glory. So sometimes we make mistakes about the chametz that we have. I'm not talking about chametz that we can't see or chametz that we can't touch. I'm talking about real, honest-to-goodness chametz. We forget. And so we have to check every place imaginable in order to find the chametz that we think is not even there. And that is what we do on the night of B'dikat Chametz.